This is the new MG3, the third iteration of what has become a staple in the brand's lineup since its purchase by Chinese car maker SAIC. The company is looking to fill a void in the super mini market with a budget-friendly option, but this is also the first MG3 to be offered with a hybrid powertrain. We can see MG's standard design cues with some really nice angles, but unlike its sibling the MG4, there are a few curves here as well. The bonnet has a bulge to allow channels for air to be pushed along the side of the car over the wing mirrors. We also have these curves on the front which give the grille a floating effect. There's a camera at the front for the safety systems, while this model also gets a carbon-esque front splitter. We also have headlights that wrap around from the front wing into a nice point, again with some channeling to get air around the side of the car. The car measures 4.1 meters in length, so it is quite compact, and it sits nicely on these 16-inch alloy wheels. At the rear, the design is a bit more standard. We have these rear lights which are tinted red and don't feature an LED light bar like we see on the MG4. We have quite a large rear window, and we have this grille at the bottom, which really breaks up the back, but also gives an opportunity to be replaced cheaply if it's scuffed or scraped. The boot offers 291 litres of space. There is no flat floor, it is lipped, which makes loading a bit more difficult. And underneath the carpet, you don't get any extra storage. What you do get is the vehicle battery and a can of foam with no spare wheel included. But you could easily fit a couple of suitcases in there. Inside, MG has added some premium quality to its budget-friendly vehicle. We have this leatherette material running across the dashboard, black gloss accents on the steering wheel surrounding the various buttons and joysticks that control the infotainment screen, the navigation, the cruise control and more. Even the scratchy black plastics on the top of the dashboard are toned in black to give them a premium quality look. There are a couple of areas, however. The sliding tray in the centre console here is a bit flimsy, very prone to rattling around. The 10.25-inch infotainment touchscreen houses vehicle controls, but there's a bank of piano keys below which give you instant access to climate control, radio volume, and heating for the front and rear windows. The controls aren't exactly buried in submenus either, they are easy to get to, so it's a simple case of just selecting and then scrolling up and down, meaning it's not distracting when you're driving as well. The MG3 also comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. In the back, unless you're sitting behind a taller driver or passenger, there is some legroom. You will struggle if the front seat is quite back, however. There's also headroom for taller adults. I'm 6 foot and there's just about enough for me to be comfortable in here. Rear passengers also get their own air vents, a USB charging port and a little cubby to store cables and such. The rear seats do not feature a 60-40 split, but they do fold forwards. That does mean, however, that if you're carrying large items and need to fold the seat forward to increase the boot space, you won't be able to take rear passengers as well. It's under the bonnet where the biggest change takes place. The 1.5 litre petrol engine now sits alongside a 100 kilowatt electric motor. With the MG Hybrid Plus system, this works as both a full hybrid and a mild hybrid, able to travel on electric power alone for a short distance where needed at low speeds, but also the electric motor is able to provide a boost to the petrol engine when it's needed. It gives it up to 191 horsepower and makes it a great car for the city driving or for long motorway journeys. They get 3 modes when it comes to the hybrid system: Eco, which helps conserve fuel; Normal, which is just standard; and Sport, which gives an extra kick from electric power to get the acceleration up. The model also comes with a number of safety systems, including intelligent speed assistance, emergency lane keeping assistance, and MG Pilot, which features the adaptive cruise control and intelligent cruise assistance. That helps by detecting white lines and providing steering inputs should you stray towards them. So overall, there's a lot of technology packed into the MG3. And with the hybrid system, you can also see the state of charge, whether the engine is charging the battery is providing power, and so on and so forth. There's different levels of regeneration as well. When it comes to driving, it's a really fun and comfortable little car. The steering isn't too light and isn't too heavy, so it's perfect for around towns, while the suspension soaks up the bumps with ease. Now, while I'm driving here on country roads, I have taken this out on motorways and I have noticed that there is a fair bit of wind and road noise protruding into the cabin at speed. Also, the 3-speed gearbox, while good, can sometimes struggle with higher speeds, dropping down a gear to help boost improvement and acceleration, and then taking its time to switch back up, leaving it over revving. All in all, however, the MG3 is a nice car to drive, and that hybrid engine really helps when it comes to giving it the extra power that is needed from that petrol engine. So MG has worked hard to give the new MG3 a strong start. But how does it compare to its key rivals in different European markets, especially when it comes to forecast residual values? The Autovista Group interactive dashboard provides detailed analysis of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats to the MG3 in key European markets, as well as forecast residual values and forecast values as a percentage of their original list price. You can find a full detailed report alongside other models we have covered on the launch report section of the autovista24.com website. In the UK, the MG3 Trophy has the lowest list price in comparison to its rivals, starting at £19,928, which is around £2,500 lower than the Renault Clio and Toyota Yaris, and just lower than the Skoda Fabia. After 36 months and 40,000 miles, the MG3 is forecast to retain 49% of its value, equal to the Renault Clio and higher than the Skoda Fabia, but lower than the Toyota Yaris. Its forecast values are below the Renault Clio, but only due to its lower list price. In Spain, the standard edition of the MG3 also has the lowest list price compared to its rivals, with its €19,990 price tag considerably less than the Opel Corsa, Renault Clio and Toyota Yaris. After 36 months and 60,000 kilometres, the MG3 is forecast to hold 55% of its list price in this market, more than the Opel Corsa but slightly less than the Toyota Yaris and Renault Clio. Its lower value after this period is due to its lower list price to begin with. Overall then, the MG3 is a good car. The new hybrid powertrain certainly picks up where previous petrol-only versions lacked. Adding to that the interior comfort, the ride handling and all the new safety systems, and MG are really doing their best to fill a void in the super mini market with a budget-friendly option.